Today's math lesson is going to be variables, expression, and properties. There are 3 different concepts in here being taught. In this first video, I'm only going to talk about the first concept and the first concept. For the second concept, you'll hear it in the second video, and the third concept will be there so you can listen to which part you want to listen to, or if you want to listen to all 3. In this first video, I'm going to only explain numbers 1 through 8 right here. This section right here. Okay? This one is about variables. Variables is a letter that's used in math. It's any letter you want to use. A, B, C, and so on. The only letter they don't use too much of is X. And they don't use X because sometimes people get it confused with multiplication. So in this case, here's what you're going to do. You can see the expression right here. And I believe that says 3R plus S. What you're going to have to do is, if you see the letters right here, you're going to take the letter, the number that represents that letter, and replace it. So for example, as I erase this so I can see this, if you take a look, it says every time you see R, you're going to replace it with the number 3. Every time you see S, you're going to replace it with the number 5. And every time you see T, you're going to replace it with the number 2. So what you're going to do is this. You take this one right here, and instead of R, you're going to replace it with 3. So instead of R, it's going to say 3 times 3. And you got to put it in parentheses. The reason is, if you put it like this, it looks like 33. And that's not really 33. That's wrong. It's really 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 plus T, which T is 2. So this expression here now looks like this when you replace it with the numbers. Now, all you do now is solve it. So you're going to solve the first part. 3 times 3 is 9, and you're going to go plus 2. Now you go 9 plus 2 is 11. So the answer to this equation is 11. So your work inside on your paper should have all of this. I want to see that you replace the letter R with 3, and I want to see that you replace the letter T with 2. Okay? So that's how you do the first one. I'll do the next one with you, but then the second one is the same. I want to actually do a harder one with you. So let's do this one. Okay? So I'm going to take that problem and replace the variables with numbers. So it says R squared, and R is 3. So I'm going to put 3 squared plus 1. Copy everything else and put that over. And because it's over this, that means division. Now it's T, which is 2 plus 3. So now this problem, this equation here, looks like this when you take out the variables. Okay? So now I'm going to solve it. So I know 3 squared is 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1, and put that over 2 plus 3, which is 5. I know 9 plus 1 is 10, and over 5. Now since this number is over that, that's really division. That looks like this. 10 divided by 5. And 5 could go into 10 2 times. Okay, so the answer for this one is 2. That's how you're going to do all the ones for 1 through 8. You need to replace all the variables for the number. So don't get tricked. So if I do number, which ones look like it's going to be tricky for you? 8. I'm going to replace, all I'm going to do is replace the variables with numbers. So this is 2x squared minus 8s plus 3. So I'm going to do 2, and it's, I don't think that's x, it's hard to see on my paper, s squared, sorry, 2s squared, and s is represented by 5. So I'm going to do parentheses 5 squared minus 8x, and so s is again 5 plus 3 in there. Okay, so I just replace that whole thing with numbers, and that's how you're going to do all of 1 through 8. Replace it. Remember, if there's two numbers next to each other like this in parentheses, that means multiplication. Okay, good luck on that.